Hello everyone. Today we will present our group project titled Invisible Plastic, why reducing plastic use is so difficult in Japan. Our project focused on plastic consumption in daily life, based on interviews with APU students living in Japan. Project overviews and GBF Target 16. Our project is based on GBF Target 16, which aims to enable sustainable consumption choices and reduce waste and overconsumption. We focused on plastic use in everyday situations, especially convenience stores and supermarkets in Japan. Our target audience is university students and people living in Japan. And our medium is a video interview combined with reflection. So why plastic in Japan? Japan is known for its convenience-oriented lifestyle. Convenience stores are everywhere, and many products are individually packaged. Because plastic is so common, people rarely question its use. This led us to ask, do people really realize how much plastic they consume every day? Interview design and questions. To explore this, we conducted an interview with an APU student living in Japan. We asked about their daily plastic use, their awareness of plastic waste management, and the difficulties of reducing plastic consumption. Our goal was not to judge behavior, but to understand how daily life and systems influence choices. Next, one of my group member will explain about findings from our interview.
Now I would like to talk about the findings of the consumption habits of our interviewees with us. Most of the interviewees with us were unaware of the consumption of plastic from the plastic products and the products they buy from the store and the convenience store. And they were also unaware of the plastic in everyday products, such as buying meat, buying plastic bottles, or even using chopsticks or spoons or forks found in convenience stores. And this major usage of plastic is a major issue in our lifestyle because of the intricacies that follow, and I'll expand on that later. This is what the intricacies and the awareness and the environmental impact and the problem there is. Most of the interviewees were not aware of the environmental toll it that it takes on purchasing and consuming plastic products, and how plastic is being disposed is also unaware. For example, in Japan, they dispose most of their plastic by burning, which is harmful for the environment. And overconsumption, they were unaware from how much plastic they buy. For example, the receipts and, as I mentioned, the chopsticks, they are wrapped in plastic, and they were unaware of the plastic they hold and over consuming them. And consumption through this and the faults that are hidden behind the convenience. So Japan is known for their convenience lifestyle, like convenience stores everywhere. And this also holds a major issue of producing and distributing plastic everywhere. And the interviewees were not really aware of that. Furthermore, the challenges and the insights from this, we can see that plastic cups, lids, chopsticks, as I mentioned, and straws are automatically provided from the convenience stores in Japan. And even with the awareness of avoiding plastic requires extra effort, they must extra effort as in not only convenience stores, if they want to buy meat or potatoes and from supermarkets, they're unaware of the plastic packaging they hold. So plastic is almost every day and they consume it every day without even being aware of it, which is a major issue because if they're not aware of it, they can't really stop consuming plastic. And the issue is also structural, not just personal responsibility. Let's say an individual stops buying meat that is wrapped or vegetables that is wrapped or stop buying anything from the convenience store that has plastic in it. The companies and the factories, they will not stop producing plastic. So it is a structural issue, not a personal and an individual issue. Following, we also introduce more solutions with our interviewees. For example, for me, I introduced Norway and the plastic bottle recycling system by Infinitum. They have a machine, as you can see on the screen, that they can use to recycle plastic on their own. And it has a 92.5 return rate, which is very successful. And it is a nationwide project, meaning that it is located everywhere around the nation, not only the capital. And they also have another interesting thing called the higher tax incentive, meaning that consumers and customers that want to buy plastic bottles, they must pay a higher tax for plastic bottles compared to other countries. However, they can get a portion of their money back through recycling through these machines, which motivates people to recycle even more. And through the higher tax incentive, they also demotivate people to buy less plastic.
Right now, I'd like to talk about what we learned from this interview. So, from the interview, we learned a few important things. First, people often don't realize how much plastic they actually use. The interviewee goes to convenience stores almost every day, and most of the food they buy comes in plastic containers. They didn't choose plastic intentionally, it's simply part of their daily routine. Second, confidence hides what happens after we throw things away. So when we explain how plastic waste is treated in Japan, the interviewee was surprised and said they had never really thought about it before. So this shows that the environment impact of plastic is often invisible in everyday life. Finally, we realized that awareness alone isn't enough. Even if people understand the problem, changing behavior is still difficult without support from systems. Next, I'll explain how we communicated this issue and why we chose this approach. So, for our project, we focus on relatable everyday experiences instead of using a lot of technical data. We chose to do a personal interview because hearing someone talk about their own life feels more realistic and easier to connect with. Because we had a limited time, we simplified our question and focused on lived experience rather than statistics. This helped us clearly show how daily habits and social systems influence plastic use. So here I'd like to briefly reflect on how we managed the project as a group. We divided roles within our team, such as like interviewing, research, and preparing the script and slides. However, we faced some challenges. So scheduling was pretty difficult. Time for filming and editing was limited. And one team member was unable to participate during the project period. So because of this, we learned how important clear communication and flexibility are. By adjusting our roles and supporting each other, we were able to complete the project. Finally, I'd like to conclude our presentation and share our key message. So plastic consumption in Japan is very common and often unnoticed. This issue is not just about individual responsibility, it is mainly structural. To achieve GBF Target 16, raising awareness is important, but it is not enough on its own. We also need better systems and incentives that make sustainable choice easier. When when awareness and structural change works together, real change becomes possible. And with that, this is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much.